What year is it? Alright, I only had a Santa Claus beard in the costume department. It is actually I, Jazza, and it has been some time since I've done a character design session. And I am gonna pick up where we left off. In the ultimate character design session number 2, I opened up to prompts in the comments of that video. We have taken those prompts, even though it took 2.5 years. All right, so I'm leaping straight into sketching and I'm going to reveal these prompts one by one. They combine to the character I'm designing. And the way I asked for these prompts was to leave a comment specifying a skill, feature, enemy, prop, setting, and so on. So I have plucked the top voted prompts to create a character. Starting with the secret. This character needs to consume silver to continue living, like a reverse werewolf. And SR suggested the feature, the character dimly glows. In the light, the glow isn't noticeable on first glance, but it gives the character a strange aura. They can suppress the glow with very little effort, but when they're distracted, asleep, or in a high emotional situation, they can't. The setting, specifically a world where in the center, the ground slopes down and the people there don't know what's at the bottom. Now I'm gonna come back to the world because I need to sort of visualize that, but that's gotta play a part in the plot or world building. And then Tay McKay suggested the feature that they have the heart of a phoenix beating in their chest. Now that is something that might or might not be visible. You can sort of see I'm already mucking around with, but one of the first things that is most visually prevalent for this character is the prop, suggested by Mr. Pandabytes, the blinded eye of Odin. Formerly the Eye of Odin, a now cracked orb that once allowed its bearer to cheat death, it still radiates a mystic energy and grants extraordinary luck in battle. Now that's really cool, but that pairs really interestingly with George.exe Live's suggestion of the skill that they are blind, but they can see through other people's eyes. I don't know, there's room to create a story there. This one was suggested by Moonlight River. The character has the feature that their hair was silver at birth, but his hair is actually made of thin strands of organic metal similar to platinum. So it's kind of serendipity that some of these prompts like perfectly align with and build upon other prompts. It's amazing. You guys are like the hive mind of awesome when you upvote each other's comments like this. And last but not least, a prompt by Jet Duncan, the enemy of this character, a mole who became their work partner, who they started to fall in love with, but the mole killed the character's mentor and disappeared one day. The character vows to find this person and make them pay as soon as the character knows why. I love how that is phrased, and it paints such a vivid picture not only of the character's enemy, but their motivation. As you can see, I've started just really surface level playing with a couple of these ideas, seeing visually where I would go. In the end, I'm really pulled towards sci-fi because a couple of these things are combining in my mind in a way that I think works really well with a really futuristic setting. And there are some really tricky things to fit into this, including the Eye of Odin, like literally, how do you fit Norse gods into a sci-fi setting? The point is, combined with all these traits, there's a challenge ahead of us. And I think the place to start is with the setting. And I want this to be set in the far future, the next stage of human evolution. And to do this, I wanted to visualize the previous stage of visual evolution, starting off by drawing a very early Homo sapien. So by referencing early Homo sapiens and then drawing us, now I have a very rough visual anchor to sort of gradiate into perhaps what we might look like 200,000 to 300,000 years in the future. So in the same way that our features have softened, we age obviously much more gracefully, the jaw becomes less prominent, like they're more what we recognize to be human. And the logical place to go would be not only are our features further softened and the silhouette sort of going further in that direction, but we're talking 200,000 to 300,000 years in the future. This is a future where we are well and truly integrated with technology. Humans are genetically crafted, and that's not taboo because we're talking about a civilization that is galaxy spanning. So let's get to the civilization. I switched over to my mixed media sketchbook because I wanted to play with some of my liquid graphite here and literally paint a picture of the setting that our story takes place in. Now I want to set the scene by telling you first to imagine Star Trek. The first mission of Star Trek is 2266. That's about 250 years from now. Add 1,000 to that, 250,000 years from now. Not only have humans explored the entirety of the galaxy, of space itself, we harvest energy from infinite suns. Humans travel instantaneously through galaxies by harnessing power of black holes like wormholes through to space, traveling faster than light by a long shot. But at the very center of space itself lies a black hole from which the origin of life emerged. Over the course of over 100,000 years, civilization has built up around and called this place its home base. As the very center of space, an unfathomably large disk of hive cities and planets has been built to revolve around this black hole, like the rings around Saturn. And where humans have learned to navigate other black holes and use them as a modes of transportation to other areas in the galaxy, this black hole doesn't seem to have an end. This is the last known place where chaos can emerge. And for thousands of years, the Phoenix unit of elite explorers and soldiers are the only ones who can delve the deepest into this abyss. Perhaps if humanity can finally reach the end of this abyss, we can reach the very godhood to which we seem to have always aspired. The human race as they currently stand, humans have also evolved themselves, genetically engineering themselves to be immune to not being able to breathe in space, immune to the tortures and horrors of radiation, but as a result their skin has a slightly metallic gloss and their hair takes on properties of different metals. Some people have literally copper colored hair, some steel, some glimmering gold, and some, like our character, a bright, sharp silver. Strands of organic metal material, a byproduct of the way that they have evolved themselves to adapt to the circumstances of space itself. I haven't even got to the character design yet. That's just our setting. This is a lot of groundwork, but by setting the foundational context that I'm going to design the character in, it's all going to make a lot of sense. This is a lot in terms of, the world background and context, and all of that just sort of happened by virtue of the process, which is sketching and putting the puzzle of your idea and design together, which is why I love, and I know you're going to love, my Pro Sketch collection. This thing is heavy. JAZZA'S Pro Sketch Pack comes with a premium faux leather case to protect and contain all of your artwork and materials. It comes with 2 premium sketchbooks, a colored covered mixed medium spiral bound sketchbook and an incredibly premium dry media sketchbook, perfect for you using your markers in, with a gorgeous matte black cover. It's amazingly gorgeous, really high quality and stylish, and really fun to use. But that's not all the books. You also get this book, JAZZA'S Pro Sketch Guide, so that if you feel a little bit at sea and you want to know how to approach this process, you can follow my guide that I made step by step to show you how to brainstorm sketch, how to refine sketch, block, use construction, and use all of the materials and mediums included in my Pro Sketch Pack. In the pack are 5 premium alcohol markers for your blending needs, 3 color pencils, liquid graphite, and a white pastel pencil for your conceptualization and polish, 3 art liners, a chisel pen, a beautiful brush pen, and 2 flex liners, which are the illustration/calligraphy pens that I use every day, as well as a custom mechanical pencil, clutch pencil, watercolor pen, blending stumps, spare leads, and so much more. The long and short of it is, this incredibly custom and limited edition sketch pack is valued at over $200 and is yours for only $99.95. So go check it out, the link's in the description, and it's only available for a limited time. Let's get stuck into it. Now, this is a character design, not a hero design, which means I'm not necessarily bound to making the good guy. So let's finally assemble the pieces of this puzzle that I will turn into a character design. This is Puck, a fun-loving and incredibly intelligent member of the Phoenix Squad. He and his wife are some of the most reputable and deepest delving members of the Phoenix Division. One fateful day, Puck had ventured further than humanity had ever reached, deep into the abyss of the black hole. Puck found himself separated from his wife, but face to face with none other than the god, Odin. Slightly curious, the god Odin asked this adventurer what he sought, whereupon Puck answered to know the mysteries of these depths. Puck agreed to bring back to Odin the endless technology and knowledge that humans had developed in exchange for Odin's secrets in the form of his eye. Odin plucked his own eye out and gifted it to Puck, who returned to the surface with this strange artifact that promised to perhaps finally all of the mysteries of the abyss. But nobody could work this eye except for it seemed to communicate to Puck, slowly corrupting him He began to decay. His wife began to worry after him, but little did she know that her precious Puck was disappearing, who could hear the whispers of Odin through the eye, calling him, Mimir, bring me your knowledge. In secret, Puck managed to unlock the artificial intelligences that were once held away from humanity, and thus possessing the unfathomable knowledge and power of humanity, Puck descended back down into the depths of the abyss, carrying the eye with him. Back face to face with Odin, he was commanded to insert the eye as his third eye into his forehead. He did so, and Odin thus possessed the physical body of Puck, who he kept referring to as Mimir, the man from legend who had once convinced Odin to give up his eye. For Puck as we knew him was no more. His wife ventured deep into the abyss to find him and only found this strange being, who promised to emerge and decimate the entire galaxy, bringing about the war that had been held back from humanity for far too long. Engaging in an epic battle, eventually his wife betrayed him, killing not Puck, but Odin, the mentor who had gifted his eye to this mortal. With Odin's death, the eye that was gifted was now blinded, and Puck in turn was blinded too. But he was no longer Puck. He had fully embodied the now dead god of war and called himself Olmir, the new god of death. And though blind himself, still possessing some mystical powers from the once mighty god Odin, Olmir can see through the eyes of others. As he traverses the abyss and slowly makes his way towards the surface, he promises to still bring endless pain and war to humanity. It now stands to his wife, Selene, to return to the surface and prepare humanity for what might be the most devastating war ever, led by Olmir, that promises to transform all that has been saved by humanity into ashes. Now, I have a really clear picture of this character Olmir now in front of me, and as you can see, it's looking pretty cool. I am so happy with this, so happy with it, in fact, I'm gonna take this piece to a polished conclusion. Now, just because it's a sketch doesn't mean you can't take it really far. You would be so surprised how far you can take it with a few techniques, such as emboldening the shading with the alcohol markers, using that beautiful brush pen to get some extreme line weight variation and create a strong silhouette, and then adding detail and accentuation with color and contrast. Now it just stands to add the finishing touches, deepening the dark energy around Olmir and adding contrast with a sharp white highlight all around the edges to accentuate his silhouette and give him a sense of power. Oh my god, I think I ticked them all off. I am so happy with this, but the fun is not over yet. Go check out Insert Art, where I am joined with really talented artistic friends, where Alicia and Morgan have also done the same character design session, because not only do I have to share my work with Alicia and Morgan, but I'm gonna find out how they took the same prompts and turned it into a character. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, I will see you later.